Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Increase Your Knowledge. I am Amrita and I am your online teacher. So guys, today's the topic I am going to talk about is technical interview questions on C++ and this is the part 3. So guys, I think you got some idea that what type of questions can be asked in interview from my previous videos. Okay. So guys, let me tell you one thing, that I will first tell you all the theory questions and then I will tell you the questions on coding. Clear? Okay, so in previous video I have told you that what is the difference between C++ and Java, and there we use some term like structure and class and union, and we read that C++ support structure but Java doesn't support structure. So there it is possible that you may be asked what is the difference between structure and class, what is a structure, like what is class. So at that time you should know the answer of all these type of questions. Clear? So let's start today's topic, and the first question is, what is the difference between structure and class? Okay, so first point is that a structure is a grouping of variables of various data type referenced by the same name. But in C++, a class is defined as collection of related variable and function contained within a single structure. So this is the definition of structure and this is the definition of class. And if someone asks you that what is the definition of structure and what is the definition of class, so that time you can tell it in the answer. Clear? Okay, so the next point is that structure doesn't support inheritance but class support inheritance. Memory is allocated on the stack in the case of structure, but in the case of class, memory is allocated on the heap. Okay, if access specifier is not declared, by default all members are public in the case of structure, but in the case of class, if access specifier is not declared, by default all members are private. Clear? Next, this is the syntax, or we can say this is the example of structure and this is the syntax of class. So please take note of it. Okay, so some question can be asked here also, like what is inheritance, what is a stack, what is heap, what is access specifier. So you should know about all these questions. Okay, so further I will tell you about all this topic, don't worry. By the way, I would like to tell you one thing, that if you want to read about stack in detail, you can follow my DSA playlist. I have given its link in the description. Clear? Okay, so if you want, you can also note down all the point clear, and according to me you should note down all the point, so that if you read later you will understand the things better. Clear? Okay, and the next question is, what is the C++ access specifier? So access specifier define how the member, like attribute and method of a class, can be accessed. In C++, there are 3 access specifier. First is public, second private, and third is protected. What is public specifier? In the case of public specifier, members are accessible from outside the function. Clear? What I say, that in the case of public, members are accessible from outside the function. Clear? But in the case of private, members cannot be accessed from outside the class. And in the case of protected, member cannot be accessed from outside the class. However, they can be accessed in inherited class. Clear? What? In the case of protected, member can be accessed in inherited, but it can't be accessed from outside the class. Clear? Or we will learn more about inheritance later. Clear? So the next question is, what do you mean by abstraction in C++? Clear? So we know that the abstraction is the property of OOPS concept, and so if someone asks you what is the abstraction, what is the data abstraction, so you can tell it in the answer like data abstraction is a process of providing only the essential detail to the outside world and hiding the details representing only the essential detail in the program. Clear? Consider a real life example of a car. We only know the pressing the accelerator will increase the speed of car, or applying brakes will stop the car. Clear? But we don't know about how on pressing accelerator the speed is actually increased. We don't know about the inner mechanism of the car or implementation of accelerator, brakes, etc. in the car. Clear? So this is known as abstraction. Clear? So this would also be a very good way to answering first you tell 2 or 3 points about the topics, or you can give the definition about the topic and then give an example on it. Clear? Okay. So the next question is, what do you mean by constructor? So here constructor is a special method which is invoked automatically at the time of object creation. It is used to initialize the data member of new object. Generally, to create a constructor, use the same name as the class followed by parenthesis. Clear? Okay. So this is the example, or we can say syntax of the constructor. If you want, please take note of it. Okay. So here the questions can constructor be defined outside the class or not? So this type of question can be asked. Can constructor be defined outside of a class or not? Okay, let's see the answer. The constructor can be defined either outside the class definition or inside the class definition, or outside class definition using class name and scope resolution operator. Clear? So this is the example of this question, so please take note of it. Okay, so here here you can see that the constructor defined outside the class by using scope resolution. Clear? Okay. So the next question is what is the type of constructor in C++? In C++, there are 3 types of constructor. First is default constructor, second is parameterized constructor, and third is copy constructor. And what is the default constructor? A constructor with no parameter. What in the case of default constructor there are no parameter is known as default constructor. Clear? And this is the syntax, or we can say this is the example of default constructor. Please take note of it. And the second is parameterized constructor. These are the constructor with parameter. Using this constructor, you can provide different value of data member of different objects by passing the appropriate value as argument. Clear? And this is the example of parameterized constructor. Please take note of it. And the third is copy constructor. Copy constructor is a type of constructor which is used to create a copy of an already existing object in a class. Clear what I say? Copy constructor is a type of constructor which is used to create a copy of an already existing object of a class type. Clear? So I hope you got to learn something from my video. So guys, if you learn something from my video and if you like my video, please give me like, please subscribe my channel, and don't forget to share with your friends and family. Thank you.